Here we are with more Mini Kit Madness. We go through this whole level, and we do collect all 10, but it's kind of underwhelming because we skip over one. And y'all are going to see it, y'all are going to call it out, you're going to yell at the screen, you're going to yell at your phone screen, your TV screen, because smart TVs, they can play YouTube videos. You're going to yell at your computer screen. You're even going to yell at... I think I've watched YouTube on like a PSP 3000, throwing it kind of, not way back, but kind of a little bit far back. You could probably watch YouTube on a Nintendo Switch for all I know. So crazy how so accessible YouTube is these days, but this one's for another Skoot Poot alt. Thank you for making a few different accounts to comment on my videos. You're a real champ, and kind of makes me want to make a Unorthodox Master of Games 2 YouTube channel to be even more obscure on YouTube, because that channel would have 10% of the subscribers that I have currently, so I would have just about 14 subscribers on that one, which is more than 10. The YouTube monetization threshold should be at least 10 subscribers and a good amount watch time. So instead of 1,000 subscribers, 10 subscribers, so what is that? That's 1%, right? Yeah, 1% of the actual threshold. So, and then 4,000 hours of annual watch time, so 1% of that would be 40 annual hours of watch time, which I do have. I do have 40. Do I have 400? I think I do, actually. But I'm nowhere near 4,000. So we continue. And we get the mini kit in this kind of secret area that we needed Bounty Hunter to use his Bounty Hunter grenades or thermal detonators to explode the shiny cart-looking things with big wheels. And I like those skeletons. They just kind of do a little jig and dance around. They always have a little pip in their step, a little bebop. So I usually don't slay them. I usually don't slice them through clean with a lightsaber, because that's just too easy. It's like, well, I was gonna say cutting paper with scissors, but that's what you normally do. So cutting paper with a sword, like a ninja sword. Let's go with that. And we're gonna build a mini kit, which doesn't happen too often, so that's pretty cool. And they were just doing some fishing, and too bad they can't shoot us because they have carrots. Courtesy of us getting that red power brick. And the red power brick we get in this one is fast build. So not only do we have invincibility, from now on we will also have fast build. So we will never have to worry about getting shot at while building something that takes a little while to build. And we'll get it built much faster, so that's pretty cool. And also, this is kind of a milestone. This will mark the 100th gold brick that I will have acquired in this series. So I'm down to just 60 gold bricks to go, which is definitely, it's been a long journey, so I'm definitely happy about that. And I just can't imagine, I'm just trying to guess how many gold bricks there are going to be in LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, I think it's called that. If they put like 300 gold bricks to acquire in that game, it's just like, nah, I mean, if I had the free time, if YouTube was my only job, absolutely, I would grind and grind and grind until I got all 300, or whatever the number is going to be. But I'm sure it's going to be more than 160, because this one has 160. You only have 6 episodes to go through. That's going to have 9 episodes to go through, plus whatever bonus levels they throw in there and other mini kit challenges and whatever else they think up. So honestly, it could be even more than 300. So we'll just have to wait and see for that. 2020 release date. I'm not sure the exact month or day, but I'm sure they could be looked up. And we're going to get another mini kit. We're at 6. And it's funny because as we come out of this little side room, this main room, the other mini kit's to our right, we just don't know it. It's just chilling behind, it's just a little hidden behind something that we could easily blow up with a thermal detonator, but they really tucked it away just enough where you would, just gloss over it walking into that large room. So, au contraire, we'll be back. Just like Sarah Connor said, I'll be back in Terminator. What Terminator are they even on? Is it number 6? It's kind of like the Fast and Furious series that, like, the series just refuses to die. Like, it's just become this franchise that people make fun of, but yet it still just kills it at the box office. It's really insane. Fast and Furious, they're working on movie number 9, and that's not including the spin-off Hobbs and Shaw that came out, and apparently that might get a second movie to that spin-off. So, a sequel to a spin-off of a franchise that's also working on its 9th movie. That's just insane. And I believe there will be 10 movies, 10 main story, quote unquote, air quotes. A lot of story going on in that one. Just nice story about, stuff getting blown up, impossible feats that can never happen in real life occurring. But I mean, I get it. It's, people who say like, oh, it's not realistic. Well, I'm sorry, but what'd you expect? But I'm kind of going off of the, outlandish themes because I remember the originals, the OG Fast and Furious movies, where it was about street racing and street cred and building up the cars. But now it's like, oh, just out the gate, we all have, Lambos and G-Wagons and armored cars and tanks. So kind of takes away from the back to basics feel, I just back to basics when, simpler times, you had to buy a 90s turbocharged car, and you had to maybe get a different turbo, different fuel system, different intake, exhaust, and the right tuning, and you had to make sure you could downshift, or maybe downshift a couple times, not like the newer Fast and Furious movies where there's always another gear. They're like already going 110 miles an hour, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, we've already, shown Dominic Toretto downshift like 6 times in this scene. Let's have him downshift one more time, and then hit the gas, and all of a sudden he like takes off at a light speed, or like he's trying to go back to the future, but he just can just accelerate. He can always accelerate. There's never a moment where he can't accelerate. So, except that one, was it Fast and Furious 8, where they all try to put the tow hooks on his car and, just secure him down, lock him down in that one area in that intersection, but he somehow gets away because his car is like, oh, it actually has like 3,000 or 4,000 horsepower, and all the other cars, even those are super fast cars. I can't remember what they said in the movies, but maybe each of the other cars were like 1,000 horsepower that were trying to hold his car down, but for some reason their combined might just couldn't withstand Dominic Toretto's will and his sheer brute raw power. So I've been going on a Fast and Furious rant. What about Lego Star Wars? There's the secret mini kit. Don't forget that one if you're doing a playthrough, but y'all probably know about it because this game's been out since like 2007. Well, don't forget about when you play the Skywalker Saga, because it'll still be there. Are they going to change the locations of mini-kits when they come on with Skywalker Saga in episodes 1 through 6? That would be very interesting. Or they could have, like, instead of a mini-kit challenge, they could have a different challenge. Like, instead of the blue mini-kits, they could have a different challenge where they have, like, the regular free play mode, and then they could have like a challenging free play mode where they like really hide the mini kits like really well for the people that grew up with Lego Star Wars, and so to make it kind of fun for both kids and adults who grew up and remember the original Lego Star Wars and Lego Star Wars 2. So, oh wow,